Ian White 6-0, and then reaching the final of the second event that weekend as well.
Game on.
But Phil has that all-important throw first here, with a place in the third round against either John Henderson or Simon Whitlock up for grabs, and those two will be on stage right after this one.
58.
Well, we all know what Phil Taylor's capable of. It's which Phil Taylor's going to turn up. Is it the
100.
Phil Taylor that dominated in Berlin just a few weeks ago when he stormed to victory on the European Tour, sweeping aside all before him, including Michael van Gerwen in the final, hitting a 107 average, I believe, in that final?
58.
Or is it going to be the Phil Taylor that crashed out of the UK Open earlier this year in losing to Aidan Kirk? Is it the Phil Taylor that lost 4-0 to Michael van Gerwen in the World Cup final? Is it perhaps the Phil Taylor that's vulnerable, not as sure of himself? We shall see.
60.
Well, Alex Roy looking to fill it up.
140.
But a ton 40 puts him in the driving seat, because Phil Taylor's had 3 visits to the board and he's not hit a treble as yet.
I did see a tweet earlier saying, somebody saying they're watching a stream of the Austrian Open and looking forward to seeing Phil Taylor's new stems.
180.
Well, there was a close-up as he hit the ton 80.
137. No, you're 145.
Phil has been having a tweak since the start of the year,
95.
when he was dumped out of the World Championships.
Alex Roy looking at double 6 here for a breaker throw in the opening leg. He has to go for double 3 and he's nailed it. And Alex Roy, a 15-dart leg, earns him a breaker throw. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, Phil, I mean, obviously he changed his darts at the start of the year with having switched to a new manufacturer. Really took a little while to get used to them. Certainly, you know, in that defeat to Aidan Kirk, you could see they were kept pulling them left all the time. But he seemed to have got happier with them. But at the World Cup, he changed his stems. His partner, Adrian Lewis, walked into the practice room. Phil said, I've just nicked a couple of your stems, put them in his darts, threw a 180 with them and said, yeah, all right, good to go. Walked out and played with them. Now,
100.
There aren't many players who would just do that on a whim and go out and play a big tournament with a change of their setup, but Phil's done it. It seems for a man who's so meticulous and particular about his setup, how he plays, everything like that, you know, he's got aerodynamics experts and all sorts helping him out in what he's throwing. It seems a slightly out of character thing for him to have done, but who are we to question the great man?
Yes, Whitlock and Henderson to come, and then the final match of the second round
100.
sees Michael Smith take on Peter Wright. Peter Wright, another man who's been chopping and changing his darts in recent months.
Well, Peter Wright,
55.
I think he pretty much gets up in the morning, rolls a couple of dice just to decide what he's going to be chucking that day. Phil Taylor has an opportunity here to try and get the break back. He could do with another 1 or 2 of those. Well, there's one.
140.
Well, it's just the one, but he's down to a finish. And Alex Roy, well, 60 ain't going to be enough.
59.
59's not either, Alex. So 102 for the power to break straight back and level the match up.
Ball would have left double 16.
62. Alex Roy, 144.
Well, this is still on. Not now.
96.
Looking for a second treble 20 for double 12. So Phil Taylor to bring us back to 1 apiece. And there it is.
Phil Taylor.
So as you were. The number 4 seed, the world number 2, the 16-time world champion, reigning Grand Prix and match play champion as well. He's levelled things up, but he's not made the most of that. It's not a bad dart for Alex Roy, that. You can see that he's whacked another couple in there after the first one, just below the treble 20. That's all right for him with the way his darts lie.
And Taylor in that bottom half of the draw, which no longer includes Michael van Gerwen after his withdrawal from the competition.
140.
Dean Winstanley receiving a bye into the third round, where he'll take on Wes Newton tomorrow.
140.
Great start to this leg from Alex Roy. Back-to-back 140s on the Taylor throw.
And so with the number 1 seed of this Austrian Open not here, the number 2 seed Gary Anderson just being dumped out by Andy Smith.
Yeah, the number 3 seed Brendan Dolan. Well, he only scraped through earlier on against Ben Ward. He very nearly was heading home himself.
100.
And as we said, Taylor is the number 4 seed. Well, look at this. This is going to set it up wonderfully. Just needed to make sure he didn't follow that into the treble 20 and bust his score. Phil has got to take 123 here. He may only get a shot at the ball, if that. Well, 57 helps a lot. So, Phil Taylor for 123 checkout.
81.
Misses the bullseye, and Alex Roy, this would be for a third break of throw in 3 legs, and straight in, 13 darter.
Fourth leg is Alex to throw first. Game on.
So nicely poised early on, just a little puff of the cheeks by Phil Taylor at the back of the stage. And just a little bit of a lull, just a hubbub around the Salzburg Arena after they were raising the roof, cheering on Roby John Rodriguez earlier on, who very nearly beat Robert Thornton as Taylor hits a 174, as good as a maximum.
60.
Wow, it's all set for another breaker throw at this rate. Lovely stuff from Phil Taylor, looking to fill it up, and does so. Never in any doubt after those first 2. They were sat perfectly for him just to rest the third on top of them.
100.
Potential 11 darter here for Phil Taylor. Double 16 he wants. And double 16 he gets. That's a bit more like it from the power. As his average just moves up above 100 with that 11 darter. In good standards so far, there you go. 100.6. It's a little bit more like what we expect from the power. Maybe he's just felt his way into this match and can now put his foot down. Wow, that's a bit of a nightmare start, and as Phil Taylor looks to become the first man to hold his throw in this match, Alex Roy has given him a big helping hand by kicking off with just 24.
140.
This is the first time in around about 4 years these two have played each other, not since a Players' Championship event in Derby back in 2010.
58.
As Alex Roy looks to work his way back up and recapture some of that form that he showed around about a decade ago.
60.
He did take part in the last European Tour event, the one that Phil won in Berlin. A first round exit
90.
to Paul Nicholson on that occasion. So he's already gone one step further after that win over Jamie Lewis last night.
26.
Yeah, just imploring himself to find something in that last bit, Alex Roy. Not happy at all. And Phil Taylor, well, if he gets his foot on your throat,
76.
he tends not to take it off. He will be back for double top. And Alex, well, even a 140 is not going to get him to a finish.
You require 40.
It's a double top for Phil Taylor to go into the lead for the first time in this match. And there it is.
Phil Taylor. 6 legs Alex throw first.
3-2. And somebody's managed to hold their throw.
140. $94. 100.
Well, these two were among a bunch of us watching the football on Thursday night in the same bar. I can tell you, Phil Taylor is an angry man when England lose.
60.
Not impressed at all. A little bit more stoic was Alex Roy. Although he's getting a bit frustrated here with his own darts.
Well, yes, there was a debate raging on Twitter last night after England's exit from the World Cup was confirmed, and people asking, well, what sport are the English good at? Quite a few people suggesting the number of English darts players
30.
that country has produced. No more than the 16 times world champion. And it was pointed out they did reach the World Cup final in darts. Taylor and Adrian Lewis beaten by the formidable combination of Michael van Gerwen and Raymond van Barneveld in the final in Hamburg.
137. Alex required 60.
Yeah, but if you see the Sky Sports promo they've got on at the moment with Michael van Gerwen taking a penalty
100.
on the World Championship stage, he's rubbish. It's the wall. It's not even on target.
Yes, it's quite a nice idea that, to get players from the various sports shown on Sky Sports taking penalty kicks.
Oh, he's missed a big number there, Alex Roy. Oh, and he's done it again. At least look at the board. Well, I'm afraid that ain't good enough, Alex. You're not going to beat the best player there's ever been if you can't hit the fat numbers. Phil may only get a dart here at the bullseye. Oh.
58. Alex required 40.
So a let off for Roy after that poor visit. Needs to come down a bit, not quite that far. Alex, double 10.
20.
Well, frustration there showing. And Taylor to take a two-leg advantage for the first time in this match. Wants double 8 and gets double 8. So 4-2 then.
7-legged Phil to throw first. Game on.
And another break of throw then. And you would sense that Taylor will still have a couple of gears left. Just a power on now.
140.
and book his place in that third round against either Simon Whitlock or John Henderson, which again should be a tasty encounter. Next up on stage here.
Well, it's often said if Taylor plays his A game, you lose to him. If he plays his B game, you've got a chance. This really is probably his C game. You know, he's only averaging in the mid-90s. And in terms of, you know, in Taylor terms, that's there for the taking. Now, a mid-90 average is pretty damn fine for a lot of players, but you know you've got to play somewhere near your best to beat Phil Taylor. And as things stand, Alex Roy's made things a little bit easier than perhaps it could have been for the power. But this is a strong leg from him, has to be said. 121 left after 3 visits.
59.
There's almost a look of resignation on Alex Roy's face at the moment, because he may be about to go 5-2 down. 61 left. Well, he came down for treble 15.
89.
And just sets it up, so he will be back for a potential 13 dart leg.
And he'll have plenty of time to do it should he need any more than 3 darts. And Alex Roy's just sort of gone a bit awry in the last couple of legs, and now, yes, 1 leg away from victory is Phil Taylor. And Alex Roy really needs to pull something out of the bag, and very quickly indeed, if he's to stay in this Austrian Darts Open.
Yeah, chuntering away to himself, Alex Roy, and I think probably it's because he knows that if he had turned up and played his proper darts, he'd have been in with a chance.
100.
Figures of Phil Taylor. If you start pushing him, he tends to push back quite a lot. There'll be thousands of people who can testify to that over the years.
97.
Well, this is a decent leg of darts from Alex Roy here. 3 straight tons. Well, you can see there's a big old difference in the averages there. 17 points. 12 points in the first 9. And Phil Taylor. Oh, well. You'd have fancied him to fill it up there, but has to settle for the 140. And could it be a showpiece finish for the power?
60. So you require 164.
So 164 needed. It's not going to happen. But he's set it up pretty nicely. If Alex Roy can't take out 141, and he won't. So will Phil Taylor take this out to book his place in the last 16 to face either Simon Whitlock or John Henderson? That game coming up, the penultimate one of the night.
So to get the job done, Taylor wants double 16 now for the match.
48. Alex Roy 36.
Well, a chance then for Alex Roy to stop the rot, and hits double 18.
Alex Roy.
Taylor will be frustrated with himself there, but he does have the throw here, so another chance to get the job done. But Alex Roy may well have given him a little bit of confidence that there may well be a little chink in Taylor's armour now, because, as you say, by his usual standards, not playing anywhere near the top of his game, Taylor, but doing enough so far just to get the job done.
Well, winning 3 legs in a row against Phil Taylor is hard enough. It's even harder when 2 of them are on the power's throat.
83.
And it's even harder than that when you're 150 points behind in this leg. But maybe this is a start.
140.
Alex Roy can find a way to break in this one. Maybe we could see him get that strut back. Play with a bit of confidence, but Oh, this will sap anybody's confidence. Phil Taylor with another maximum. His third of the match. And it leaves him 113. And he's going to get another match start. He spurned one in the last leg. Will he spurn another? He will.
73.
He will, but he'll be back.
So another match start in the hand of Phil Taylor, and no messing this time. Gets the job done. 6-3. Wasn't vintage stuff from Taylor, but